Welcome to Drafting Out Loud with Davis Mattek. What? We got some slow drafts, and both of the DraftKings slow drafts, or not DraftKings underdog slow drafts, have Davis Mattek in them. So we're technically drafting against him today. I'm sure you are as well. I think he put in a bunch of slows in a row. I got in two of them. Okay, so you can see I'm in the number one hole here. Davis Maddox on the other side of the board here at number 11. He went with what you're seeing a little more often this year in the three running backs to start, followed by Malik Neighbors, the fall there, the value there. He could have gotten Josh Jacobs instead, but he went with Malik Neighbors. Could have gone like Neighbors Jacobs or something like that too, which would have been interesting. And then he got a little fall on Lamar Jackson and then Jordan Tyson over here. I don't think, is that a little bit of a fall on Tyson, maybe? Yeah, Brian Thomas got pulled up. Or Brian Thomas is more expensive on underdog relative to DraftKings, but he got Tyson there. Tyson's fallen a little bit, I think, because of the news of the hamstring. What do we got going on our side of the board? We got Gibbs at the 101. Bowers fell to us. We pulled up Rasheed Rice here. I guess Pickens is rising a bit, so maybe I should have just gone Pickens instead. But I don't know. Eventually, Rice might pass up Pickens as well. So who knows? We went Bowers and Rice. Would love to get Patrick Mahomes here at like pick 96, but I think that's getting harder actually. So I don't know how I feel about waiting for that. And then we got Scatabo fall here. We were talking about if you get the fall, just take it. We did it right here. And then we took Devontae Adams. Um, Looks like Mike Evans was already taken. I can't remember which one goes earlier on. I think Adams goes later on Underdog and Evans goes later on DK, if I'm not mistaken. But we took Devontae Adams here, who was, I think, the best available. Didn't know who to take really with this pick. It could have been anyone. Didn't think it made a whole lot of sense to take Swift. Um, Irving's falling. Tootin's rising, but I don't think he's going to get past here. So I don't think we need to do that just yet. We can do that later on. So I think we're fine with what we did with those picks. We are now in the sixth round, and we do have some players that are queued up here. I think we just clicked on some of the best available at one point in time that we might find interesting. I think they all kind of make sense for this team a bit. We got Harrison, who is a bringback on Brock Bowers. I just like drafting Hurts. Then we got Lemon, so like a Hurts Lemon type of stack here, which I know I've done more than once. And then we queued up maybe just like because Pittsburgh and Tennessee play each other week 17 too. So maybe there's some sort of bring back thing here that we could do if there was nothing else that was an option. I'm not sure which one to do the most to do right here. Let's go look at our let's go look at the market movers really quick for underdogs, see if there's anything else that we can gain from this also. Pickens actually is rising a bit. Speaking of, Rasheed Rice is also rising, like we were saying. I think Rice is going to eventually get there. There's AD Mitchell rising on, there's Tootin rising on both of them. Flournoy is rising on Underdog, not on DraftKings. J.K. Dobbins rising. Okay. Dontavian Wicks. So this is why I think it's going to be tough to get Patrick Mahomes. Xavier Worthy's rising on here. And so now it's like someone that sees Patrick Mahomes and Worthy available, they might just take a stab at Patrick Mahomes, hoping that Worthy makes his way back. Devonta Smith is still rising too, right there. No risers to take note of, no fallers to take note of either, and no values that are around this range either. Okay, well, do I have Hertz and Gibbs yet? I don't know. I probably do just because I got a decent amount of Hertz and I want to click them more. I don't click them. I try not to click them sometimes if you've seen in other drafts. Look at this. Actually, I got Lemon on 40%, which and I got Hertz also on 40% of my team. So one of my top combined people, over half, not over, almost half my Gibbs teams. So 2 out of 5 of my Gibbs teams have Hertz and lemon on them, probably stacked. Um, can I find a reason to do it again? Is the question. So, uh, one of the other risers is Wicks, who we can get later in the draft, and we expect him to start rising a bit as well. Um, do we have who was our second pick? Our second pick was Bowers. Our third pick was Rice. Do we have any like maybe that we can talk ourselves into Hurts because we don't have him like stacked up with those players? Let's see who we got with Hertz. Let's click on Hertz on here to activate our combo catalyst tool. There he is. Boom. And yeah, you can see Lemon and Hertz are on both of them when I did that. And do I have any Bowers? Nope. And do I have any Rice? No. No Rice or Bowers with these teams at all. I think. Do I have any Marvin Harrison with this? No? No. Okay. So let's just do that. I think that makes sense, right? A little bit of sense at least. We're gonna go and we're gonna bypass Makai Lemon. We're gonna get the falling Harrison, who's a bring back on Bowers, and then we're gonna take Hertz because I like taking Hertz here. And I don't know if I'll be able to get Patrick Mahomes back. If I can, awesome. If I can't, whatever. Um, and that way at least shores up one of my QBs that I think is a really good value at this point in the draft. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna take not the top two available, but the first and the third available. The bring back in Harrison, and then my favorite pick here in Hertz. Let's do it. Boom. Okay. That's what we got going on right now. We have a 1, 2, 3, 1, a rather balanced build here is what we got going on. And if we don't get Patrick Mahomes, we can maybe try to push things and get a Las Vegas stack or something like that too, maybe for the towards the end of the draft. Okay, let's go into the next one. We have Dak Prescott queued up in this one. 2 hours left on this one. This also got Davis Mattek. Yep, Davis Mattek right here. He's got a 1-3-3. He went with his favorite running back, KC guy. He's got Kyron Williams. He stacked up Burrow with Higgins. Got Watson at like ADP, maybe even a little bit after ADP now. He got a slightly falling Pollard for his third running back. So he's got a balanced build of sorts. Zero RB is dead a little bit in these drafts, at least for him. And also for me, if I'm not mistaken, I'm right here. I'm right after him. I took Achan at 15, and then I took Josh Jacobs falling to 39 right here. Where did Scatabo went before, right? So I didn't even have a chance at him. So I took Jacobs right here. And I couldn't get neighbors unless I took him ahead of Lad McConkey. So I took Jacobs. I'm scooping up Jacobs where I can. I took Lamar Jackson in this one. So he had Lamar Jackson in the previous one. I took Lamar Jackson in this one. And then I scooped up the falling Rome Odunze. I actually had queued up for this next round like Drake May, Caleb Williams, Justin Herbert, just because I felt there was a chance that he would fall. He went to the Swift drafter. I saw him get past the Loveland drafter. Where did what's his face go? Luther Burden's right here. So um Luther Burden was here. So I probably wouldn't have got him because the Luther Burden drafter would probably would have taken him because of there. So Luther Burden drafter took Justin Herbert, who I was considering with Lad McConkey. That being said, I think Dak Prescott has an ADP before Justin Herbert, right? Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that one, to tell you the truth. So the question is there someone else that I really want as opposed to just drafting Dak Prescott? Like Tucker Craft, but he's kind of expensive, and I want to maybe stack up my QBs with tight ends, and so I don't want to go grab him beforehand. If he fell to me in the next round, maybe I just do it, depending on what's available. I don't see anything else here that's even remotely appealing. We're like, I need that pick. So we are just going to take Dak Prescott in this one. We have both of our we have two QBs. We don't need another QB. This would be great for an eliminator, right? Around 13 and around 14 QB. Thank you very much. Um, let's see here. He's got a 1-3-3. We have a 2-2-3. And we could definitely take like a running back with our next pick also to kind of be rather similar to him. I think he's got like the last of the super safe running backs in Pollard. And so if we went running back, we could do like an RJ Harvey if we wanted to, or Rico Dowdle if we really wanted to. I don't know what we'll do with the next pick. I think it's a little bit up in the air what we're going to do with that pick. There's nothing like super exciting, really, with the next pick. He could go quarterback and Patrick Mahomes, and then we could both have a 2-3-3 potentially. Okay, there we go. Let me know who you think has better drafts so far, Davis Mattek or myself. We're going to actually jump into a DK draft as well. I think I like, yeah, 16 minutes left on the clock. We're going to do two of these. Now, this one's an interesting one. I've thought about this one a bit here. You can bump it up against the clock here. I got, like, let's go. Yeah, we're already sorted based on ADP. I have a 1-4-4-1 going on right now. There's Josh Jacobs again. Jeremiah Love in the third round. I like it. Let's go take a look at the draft board really quick for fun. I went Chase, then Collins, Love in the third. Really like that pick right there. Jacobs fell to me right here. I didn't have any chance at Scatabo or Malik Neighbors. Take Josh Jacobs there. I got Terry McLaurin to fall to me in the fifth, and then I stacked them up with Jaden Daniels. This guy got Trevion Henderson at a really nice price, and I'm kind of happy that he took him because I didn't want to have to think between Trevion Henderson and Jaden Daniels right there. That's like super discounted Trevion Henderson. I took Stevenson right here just because I don't have any Stevenson. Pollard fell all the way to 89. Lucky that drafter. And then we went Pitts as our first tight end. And then Addison right here. It was like between Pitts, Addison, and Downs for this pick. And then again for this pick. I don't know what the right one is there, Addison or Downs with that pick, or even like Worthy. I don't know. I think it's could be any of them. Could be any of them. We got White here at like ADP, kind of falling a little bit to stack up with Jaden Daniels. And now we got 15 minutes on the clock for our next pick. We could use a wide receiver. We only have four, but we did go wide receiver to start. We could use a running back because we only have four, but we did go running back in the third and fourth. And I think good value at those running backs. We could go QB because we only have one QB. And we could go tight end because we only have one tight end as well. I think at first instinct, it's to just take either the QB in Baker Mayfield, the tight end in Isaiah Likely or Dallas Goedert, maybe get another running back from the same team in Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, or get the best available wide receiver in Casey Concepcion. I think those are like the first things that most people do. It's probably the smart thing to do, actually. Or if you don't like those, getting two of the same running back, there's Jordan Mason right here as well, which I think is a fine pick. That being said, do we need a Jordan Mason on this team with Josh Jacobs and Ramondre Stevenson and Rashad White, and then hopefully Jordan Love to kind of pick up the pace a little bit later in the season? I don't think we do need another like early to mid-season running back. So then we're talking, do we take Jaden Higgins? which I think is a tough pick just with all the wide receivers on Houston and other wide receivers on the board also. So then I guess I got other players queued up here. Chris Rodriguez, who would be a bring back on Jaden Daniels, although he's like a rushing running back. I don't know if he's the right one. I got Stephon Diggs, who I like a lot, who could be with Jaden Daniels. And right after that, I got CJ Stroud. Anyone else that I got? Who would be a stack with Nico Collins. Then we got down here Chig. We're not going all the way to Chig here. He'll definitely probably come back in the next round, I would expect. And then Woody Marks. Okay, so this is what I got going on. If I take We're going to take CJ Stroud, I think, is who we're going to take here. Let's just pull him up to the top here because I think Casey Concepcion could be a good pick, but I think getting Baker Mayfield could be a good pick too, I guess, like, naked or whatever. But I think CJ Stroud stacked is a more correlated pick where I don't think I'm losing much, if you ask me. And on the way back around, I could get any of these players potentially in Higgins or Diggs and definitely like Chig and Woody Marks. And if I go and I take like let's say I take Casey Concepcion right now, who I had at the top. Then when it comes back around to me, I'm just kind of crossing my fingers to CJ Stroud get there. And then I got to consider, do I want to get Woody Marks or Chig? But I think if I go and take CJ Stroud now, I could take both Chig and Woody Marks, and that gives me another decent running back that some people are high on that could be more of a late round running back, right, than an early round running back, and also the catching running back, which is probably the one you want when you have CJ Stroud. And then you get the correlated Washington bet with Chig also potentially at what pick is that? 142, like around his ADP basically. I think I've convinced myself. And then if I have to, I get like just Travis Hunter instead or something like that, I guess. Uh, I think we've convinced ourselves we're going CJ. Travis Hunter would be a bring back on Jane Daniels as well, right? So that'd be a nice pick also if I had to do that. We are going to go CJ Stroud right here is what we're going to do. And if we go running back tight end, that maybe does push a wide receiver like Travis Hunter around to the next round. Probably not, but maybe he does. Okay, we're just going to go CJ Stroud here. Ahead of ADP by a whole round, basically. But I think it makes sense based on what we're doing. Tell me why I'm wrong. Probably am. Oh, we got one more that's up in less than an hour. Brian Thomas is my auto-drafted player here. He is the highest based on ADP. And we talked about in our prior draft, or not draft, sorry, in our prior video, how getting Thomas at a discount before his rise is baked in and more solid. This might be the pick, right? Because we're doing what we're talking about. Let's just go look at our leverage lab one last time here to see what we were talking about on DraftKings. On DraftKings, he is one of the top risers. He is the fifth riser, up a pick in the last 2 days and almost half a round in the last 7 days and 3/4 of a round in the last 30 days. Okay. I think that's a simple one, right? Just take Jane Daniels taking before us. I like Jane Daniels as well. But just take Brian Thomas Jr. and we'll figure out the rest with the next pick. Get the riser while we can, get that ADP value, which is one of the clearest like correlations for victory. Okay, Brian Thomas Jr. on the team right now. That leaves us with a 0-2-4-0. We do have plenty of stacks in Collins, Watson, and Thomas. If we wanted to, realistically, we're probably not getting Thomas stacked up unless we go take him, Trevor Lawrence at pick 76, which I don't think we'll do, but maybe we do it. I don't know. We could also stack up pass catching running backs in Hall or Scatabo as well. So this is a nice one. We got Scatabo before the rise that's happening. We got Thomas before, or the rise that's happening right now as well. So, and then Hall's kind of falling a bit, but I don't expect that to continue. So I feel good about what we got going on right now. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed Slow Draft with Davis Mattek. See you on the next one. Peace.